Now, for the villagers from Sasubi on the Afghan border with Pakistan, smuggling has become the only means of survival. 5 years ago, they were instructed to stop growing poppy plants, but promises of aid and an alternative livelihood have never materialized. The Taliban and border police mean it is now too dangerous for adults to make the journey. So small children as young as 12 are being used to smuggle commodities such as flour across the border. Pakistan's ban on wheat exports into Afghanistan has driven this trade further underground. Neba El-Bagir reports now from the village of Sasubi on Nangarhar province in eastern Afghanistan.
The road to Sasubi village on the Afghan border with Pakistan, one of the major trafficking routes in and out of the country. And despite the dangers, Sasubi village elders say that along this border, smuggling has become the only means of survival. Amir Khan said his whole family relies on his 12-year-old grandson Javed's smuggling. We're in Nangarhar province in eastern Afghanistan. 5 years ago, the villagers here were told to stop growing poppy plants. And since then, Nangarhar has become the poster province for poppy eradication. The US especially has emphasized their cooperation with the Afghan government in the eradication drive and their funding of economic and social development to provide alternative livelihoods. But the villagers say they've fallen deeper and deeper into poverty. And Sasubi's direct access to the Khyber Pass, the main route into Pakistan, has made this remote outcrop a smuggling hub for both locals and insurgents. So he told us they turned to smuggling. But between the Taliban, who themselves rely on this smuggling route, and the border police, it's too dangerous for the adults. So it's the children who go. If they're captured, they're beaten, but at least they're usually released. "40 kilometers away at Torkham is the official border crossing. But even here, in full view of the authorities, there are children struggling to support their families by risking their own lives. I asked this little girl where she was coming from.
Across the border.
And what have you brought with you? Flour. How much flour have you brought? What does your family think? Do you ever get stopped? And who have you brought the flour in for? How much do you get paid to bring that flour in? 13 Pakistani rupees is the equivalent of 16 US cents for each 2-mile round trip. And often they have to make the crossing several times a day to earn enough money to take home. In 2007, Pakistan banned all wheat exports to Afghanistan, but the rising cost of staples has pushed the business underground, where it's flourishing on child labor. The children tell us the businessmen they work for buy each bag of flour for 300 Pakistani rupees and sell it on for 1,000 rupees, more than 3 times the original price. This little boy is taking scrap metal to be sold in Pakistan. Who are you taking this for? So why are you taking it over the border, not the businessman? For decades, the nearly 2,500-kilometer border between Pakistan and Afghanistan has remained porous and volatile. Today, the International Organization of Migration estimates that there are over 200 illicit crossing points which the Afghan government is aware of but lacks the resources to man. And with the growing insecurity, the chances of the promises of aid made to them being fulfilled grow even less likely. In Sasubi, they say they're losing hope. Smuggling and the risks that come with it has always been an accepted part of people's lives here. But risking their children's lives heralds a new chapter in desperation.
Nama al-Bagir on the border between Afghanistan and Pakistan.